Welcome back to Sportsbook Review Videos. The NBA Finals are finally set, and yes, it is a rematch from last season as the Warriors completed an awesome three-in-a-row comeback against the Oklahoma City Thunders. Now that we have a Cleveland Cavaliers and a Golden State Warriors final, time to look at some of the ways that you can bet the NBA Finals and some of my recommendations on how you should go about doing that. And I think when you started off, especially with the spread and the total, there are some things that we need to look at, especially compared to last season, considering we have the luxury of knowing these two are in a rematch and we can build off of last season and what they did against one another. Obviously, Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving are healthy for this one, but one of the main distinctions I think from last year to this year is that neither team is playing as good a defense as they did last year. The Golden State Warriors had the best defensive rating of any team in the playoffs last year at about 100 points per 100 possessions. Cavs are around giving up 103 per 100. Now both teams over 105 this year, so I don't know if that's a product of just how they've been playing. Obviously, the Cavaliers have been playing a little bit faster at times and a lot better offensively, but their pace is still down for the playoffs, so it'll be interesting to see what teams show up, whether or not it's the defensive-oriented teams that led to the under being a very good play at 4-2-1 last season. Would have been 5-1-1 if it wouldn't have been for Game 1 going into overtime. So I think those things you look at when you're looking at totals, and the same thing can go for when you're betting the spread. If the Cavaliers are playing worse defense than they did last year and still lost, how are they going to beat the same Golden State Warriors team playing as good on offense this season? Well, they're going to have to try to outscore them, so it's going to be interesting to see if it's a battle between the offenses, whether or not we get some overs in this one more so than we did last season with the under. But the spread in this one, I think, is opened a little bit too low, especially when you look at Game 1. Golden State at -5.5, -6, I think, is a steal of a value because we don't yet know how the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to react to coming off of this long rest. Now, series betting, you can look at the Golden State Warriors. They're around -200 at most shops to win the series. Cavs around +175 at Bovada Sportsbook. But betting on the exact series ending or even the exact amount of games and not having to pick a winner can be a little bit more valuable than just straight series betting. For instance, right now the three favorites to win in the exact number of games is the Golden State Warriors in 6, 5, or the Cavaliers in 6 games. Yet the Cavaliers in 7 games, which is going to probably take that many if the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to upset the Warriors in the series, is around 8-1 at other shops where it's 3-1 at others. So looking at some of those discrepancies can get you some value. Maybe betting, if you like the Cavaliers, betting them in 7 at +800 is a very nice wager, considering that I think it'll probably take at least that to beat this Golden State Warriors team. And on the flip side, the Golden State Warriors in 5, maybe 6 is a little bit better, obviously, but if you want to take a chance on the sweep, that's up there at 8-9-1. So I don't recommend that, but I think there is some value there, and especially in some of these other odds, a couple of different shops like NetBet, where you can look at the exact series ending number of games, whereas you don't have to pick a total, or excuse me, pick a winner. Right now, the favorite is at 7 games, but 5 and 6 games are over 2-1. Those are a little bit better value than the +175 for 7 games, so that could also be a very good, interesting way to bet some of these NBA Finals series. And finally, player and team prop bets is something I'm going to be walking you through very religiously here throughout all the games of the NBA Finals. We're going to have team and player prop picks on for all games, both teams. And right now, if you look at player and team props, the biggest thing I think not only is watching the news, but looking at game number 1. Keep an eye out for anything that comes out. Will give you a hint on how the coaches are going to play this series. I think it can give you an edge in player and team prop betting. But watching game 1 and figuring out which team's doing stuff right and which team needs to make an adjustment is also going to go a long way. So maybe betting player and team props, you wait till game number 2, because I am not. I will be here to give you some picks on those plays as well. But looking at guys like Andre Iguodala, Draymond Green, LeBron James, guys like Kevin Love, who we don't yet know what he's going to give you, there's a lot of options here for player and team prop betting value. But of course, we'll have to wait till the odds for those come out, which they should be out here within the next 24 to 48 hours. But that'll do it for me this time. Make sure you check out some of my other article and videos leading up to the NBA Finals. But until then, for Sportsbook Review, I'm Jordan Sharp.